next, I'd like to bring up the APS Payments team. So APS Payments, a REPAY company, offers omni-channel B2C and B2B integrated payment solutions for e-commerce users. APS Payments is a gateway and processor that is trusted by thousands of merchants daily to process payments and works diligently to offer the lowest credit card processing rates, reduce risk, and provide the best payment solutions for customers. Hillary Heath and Kim Lombard will be your payments industry experts today, presenting digital B2B payments as necessity, what you need to know. So I'd like to bring it over to Hillary Heath and Kim Lombard.
Great, thank you. Okay, welcome everyone. My name is Kim Lombard and I'm with APS Payments, which is a provider of flexible and integrated payment solutions for every business. So even if you already have a merchant services provider and think everything is going well, the information we share with you today may make you rethink, or better yet, feel that now would be a great time to review your current program. So today we will focus on, can you go to the next slide, Hillary? Okay, great. So today we will focus on processing challenges, transformations, fee structures, and what you need to know about business-to-business transactions as they relate to digital payments and our integrated solutions. So let me tell you what's really impressive about our presentation today is that you'll be getting 2 payment experts for the price of 1. So we've broken the presentation up into 2 parts, and I'll be conducting the first half. And I have with me today, as you can see, Hillary Heath, who is one of our senior channel managers. And Hillary actually started on the integrations team and therefore has a wealth of knowledge in that area, which she'll be sharing with you during the second half. Go ahead, Hillary. So about us, APS Payments is a REPAY company. And again, we offer integrated payment solutions for every business. We process for thousands of merchants in over 20 countries. Our processing volumes for our merchants range anywhere from 2,000 a month to 20 million a month. We're ranked as a top acquirer. We're listed on Inc. 5,000 America's fastest growing companies for 2017, 18, and 19. But our real strong suit and why our merchants love us is because of our effortless integrations into multiple leading ERPs, as well as e-commerce platforms, point of sale systems, and mobile applications. Oh, and of course, because of our quality service and live support, the key word here being live, because our merchants never get thrown into an automated system, rather they get a live person on the phone who's always ready to assist. So in this COVID era, it's almost impossible not to talk about the new normal. It's been mentioned a few times today, and it's definitely changed the way in which we do things, and not just for the short term as we initially anticipated, but rather for the long haul. So nearly 30 million people are saying they will continue to work remote even once things go back to normal. And 66% of businesses will not only rely more highly on digital payments after the pandemic, but are doing so now. Again, no denying that the pandemic hit us like a ton of bricks. A recent report shows nearly half of small businesses are a missed payment away from going under. And here's some of the most common issues we are hearing from our merchants and our prospective merchants recently. They're telling us customers are paying slow because they're having a tough time or because they're working remote, and it's having a negative impact on their cash flow. They're saying customers are requesting to pay by credit card, but they haven't historically sold online or offered credit cards as a convenience. But most frequently, we keep hearing that they have a little more time right now, and therefore reviewing business processes and looking for our help to reduce costs. And what's really funny to me is that in that same sentence, they will state they need to offer alternate or additional payment options, yet they still expect to decrease their bottom line. So it's like, let me get this right. We want to increase products and services, but cut expenses. You might find this amazing, but in most cases, we can do just that, and we'll show you how. One thing is for certain, customers want to make payments when and how they want to make payments. I can tell you firsthand because it actually happened to me last week. True story, I received an invoice via snail mail from a doctor's office and went directly onto the website to make a payment. It really never dawned on me that they didn't have a pay button on their website. So if anyone has ever had to call a doctor's office, you know what happens. You get placed on hold and wait. So it was frustrating, but after being on hold and being transferred around a few times, eventually someone was able to take my payment over the phone. I don't know about most of you out there, but I don't even have checks or write checks anymore. And what I find really interesting is that I'm running into a lot more businesses that no longer want to accept checks. So basically, in a roundabout way, what I'm trying to say is the meaning of omnichannel is the ability to provide multiple methods of collecting payments, ways in which your customers prefer, such as online, voice response, ACH, or mobile payments. Excuse me. Now let's take a look and see if you're getting the best value from your processor. It really all begins with knowing what type of pricing structure you're on, and that information can be found on your statement. Being able to interpret your statement will not only provide you with all the fees associated with your account, but it will also help you effectively negotiate the best value. I'll be reviewing the different types of, I'll be reviewing the different types of structures here on the next slide. But first, I want to warn you, it's a bit confusing. I come from the financial services industry, and even as a registered principal in CFP, it's confusing to me. So take a deep breath, because you don't necessarily need to know everything to get the biggest bang for your buck. And I know this is going to sound really corny, but all you need is a friend, someone in the industry that can help. So APS Payments actually provides no-cost statement analysis, whereby an analyst will go through your statement line by line and decipher the pricing structure and fees. And then we will then communicate all that pertinent information back to you so that you can make an informed decision. So let's go ahead and look at the understanding price structures. So there are three main pricing structures: flat rate, tiered, and interchange plus, or sometimes referred to as interchange pass-through. The first is flat rate, which takes a simple approach, and a good example would be a Square or PayPal, whereby a flat rate is determined across the board, usually around 2.75 to 2.9% for card present and 3.5% for card not present. There's also transactional fees ranging between 15 cents and 30 cents per each transaction. But usually there's not any other fees because they're not passing along the savings to the merchant, regardless of the interchange rate. There's no B2B level 3 processing, and there's really no control for the merchant. Moving on to tiered pricing, this type of pricing is a little bit more convoluted. And really the easiest way for me to explain this would be for you to imagine three buckets. We have a qualified bucket, a mid-qualified bucket, and a non-qualified bucket. So the processor will determine at its discretion which bucket the transactions actually get dumped into. And most often only a small percentage of those transactions usually make it to the qualified bucket. So this is probably the most expensive structure of the three, and it's not at all transparent. And again, the merchant really has little to no control. The last pricing structure would be the interchange plus, and this is probably the most advantageous, as merchants will pay true interchange, the hard cost, and then an agreed upon markup. This method does allow for B2B level 3 processing, which is an actual reduction in interchange, and which I'll be covering on the next slide. Also, this option is completely transparent, and the merchant does retain control. So let's look at level 3 processing. For those of you who are not familiar with level 3, it refers to business and business to government transactions. It was introduced back in 2012, really with the intent to drive costs down by reducing the interchange. For example, if the interchange rate on a corporate card is 2.95%, but if you process level 3 data, which Hillary will be covering in just a few minutes, the interchange rate is reduced to 1.8%. Yet it's amazing, 80% of companies either do not know they can get level 3 processing, or they're in a flat rate structure. And again, it doesn't qualify them. So now that we've kind of established the differences between the pricing structures and what level 3 processing can do for you, let's take a look at a statement analysis or a direct comparison. This is an actual comparison of one of our merchants, and they were on tiered pricing, and you can see that the tiered pricing buckets range between 2.25 and 4.39%. So listen up if you're multitasking right now, because this is my favorite part. If you look down on the right-hand side or the lower right-hand corner, you'll see a 33% savings, or almost $64,000 in annual savings. And this merchant actually came to us by way of an ERP partner and was looking to streamline their payment processing by adding our solution to their existing ERP. So as I mentioned before, merchants can actually, or businesses can add on products and services and actually decrease costs. See, told you we could do it. So now I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Hillary. So Hillary, take it away.
Figure out how to unmute my audio here. Thanks, Kim, for the introduction to level 3 processing. This is a lot to take in, and it might be a little confusing at first, but it's actually pretty simple, although kind of labor intensive if you're not doing it the right way. To take advantage of level 3 processing, Visa and MasterCard require a pretty large amount of information to be passed along with the transaction. In short, more information about the validity of the transaction means that the transaction is deemed less risky to the card brands, and it's less expensive to process those transactions. Depending on the way that you get paid now, it might be very cumbersome to get that information and really pass it along. This might mean swiping and double entering, or switching over from a virtual terminal and entering more than a handful of data points just to take advantage of these kinds of programs. This creates a huge hassle of leaving the program that you're already working in to go somewhere else just to get paid, and you're trying to save your company money as you're doing it. But one of my favorite sayings comes into play here. Sometimes the juice just isn't worth the squeeze. I'm not going to change something if it makes it harder on me. So take, for example, everything you're used to working with inside of SAP or whatever ERP or CRM that you're using. Because of level 3 processing requirements, you'll need to go digging and hunt around for whatever information that you know is there, but it's not readily available. It's not in an easy to consume format. Since SAP is my area of expertise, I'll use it as an example, but this really applies to any of the systems that you're currently using. This is standard information that's native to the ERP tools that you use and operate on a day-to-day basis. Directly in Business One, you're looking at things like business partner master data addresses, sales order item product codes, things like SKUs, items descriptions, quantities, freight, pulling from invoice tables, shipping. You get the gist, going down the list, checking off each and every single one of these boxes. And this isn't an extensive list either, but it is a great first look here at this process. If you had to fill out this chart for every transaction that you ran on credit card every single day, how many documents would you have to go through? How many things would you have to touch to find that information? How much time would that take? How many approvals and authorizations? And what would you need to go through? And frankly, how annoyed would you be at that process that you would have to follow? We allow you to leverage the information from your ERP and send it on your behalf, actually, to solve these payment problems. And in terms of operating your business, getting paid really should be the easiest part, right? But the problem is there are actually a lot of problems. So payment processing has historically been very challenging to begin with. So we can use the second half of the presentation as a way to uncover some issues that we might not even know we've been having, assess some pain points, and put together a comprehensive action plan to move forward. Kim spoke a little bit about the shift in the way we've been doing things and the way we've been going about our payment processing. And in light of recent events, you've spent really the last 8 or so months transforming your business. And we're starting to uncover a whole slew of things that are now in the room for improvements categories on these self-assessments that we're running on our businesses. The one thing that has not changed is the need to accept payments. We just need to address some of these challenges. Maybe it's time-intensive duplicate entry. Maybe it's data that doesn't flow from the platforms you're used to using, lack of centralized reporting or slow processing times, a need to streamline, a need for more secure data, cash flow bottlenecks, and really just addressing subpar customer experiences. But bottom line, you're looking to help pad that bottom line, right? And cutting your own operating expenses. So how do we solve these challenges? Better e-commerce solutions and better integrated payment solutions. Finding the correct payment solution and leveraging the right resources can go a long way. So what can we do to continue to transform this business? We have our grocery list now. We know what our challenges are. Let's go shopping. So I feel like we've talked a lot about money already so far. We are APS payments after all, but we're here at this DCKAP event to explore solutions, right? So let's get into it. E-commerce is a big beast. We're all familiar with the need to get business-to-business payments up and running. We've been talking about that all day. We need to be using these in an efficient and easy-to-use manner for our customers and frankly, for our own sanity. I wanted to highlight some of our e-commerce features here, in particular, the 4 S's that I have listed on the screen here. Security, savings, being seamless, and our support. These 4 categories are really crucial when shopping for e-commerce solutions. These are the kinds of things that will help ease up some person power. Things like daily automatic batches and ease of customer use, the secure iframe CSS support that we have, a seamless integration like we've been speaking about all day today with your existing platforms, and really the ability to call us and to talk to someone that knows your company and cares that you're processing payments in the best way. And I know Kim had her favorite part of the presentation earlier with that savings, but this is probably my favorite section of the presentation because SAP B1 is my baby. This is my channel. I think Kim might have mentioned that I came from the integration side of things on my journey at APS Payments, and I was really privileged to have a close inside look at what went into designing this product. That means we have a lot of really cool features. I don't want to go just down this list of each feature that we have and say, boom, 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 feature, 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 because I truly believe in identifying the features that will be most impactful to your business. That's really the way to go. Using an integration like ours allows you to process the best way for your business, finding the way that works for you and your employees. And SAP B1 can really be a one-size-fits-all solution because of the customizable options, and we design our integration to match that. Everything lives within our integration. You have the ease and convenience of not having to switch applications for reporting. You go to the documents you're already used to seeing, and you continue the processes that you've developed because you know your processing needs. We have an integrated payment portal called Click to Pay that allows your customers visibility and transparency into their payment history with you. And the integration was designed to help you transform your business in the least invasive way possible. So you can let us, the payment processing experts, focus on what we know best, which is payment processing. And you, the smart SAP and ERP users that you are, you can focus on running your business in the most efficient and effective way. And the features that I'm highlighting today will allow you to do just that, reducing processing times, streamlining operations, and increasing data security and improved visibility and reporting. Better cash flow and customer experience, savings like Kim mentioned on B2B transactions, because our integrated refunds and our sales order and down payment and invoice workflows work to your business needs. We have partial payments and automated workflows, built-in security settings. It is all there for your payment processing optimization. So on that last slide, I talked a lot about customization of our add-on in terms of adapting to your customer needs. And I wanted to briefly touch on something that we've spoken about earlier today called this omni-channel payment and integrations. One of our biggest benefits of working with a company like APS Payments is we've gone through the work to bring you some options. You know that some solutions will fit better than others. So we decided to build out seamless integrations for the products that you know and love. And by having options and versatility in the solutions that we connect with each other, you have that ability to bridge those functional gaps and truly optimize your payment experience. So how can we, Kim and I, set ourselves apart? I know it takes a lot of a lot of tenacity to have that defining difference when you're looking for a solutions provider. And if you actually made it to the networking session this morning before the speakers today, you may have heard me talk about the importance of partnerships and using your resources. This is exactly what I'm talking about. We are your partner and we're your resource to help guide you. Yes, this is the best integration. Yes, this is the best customer support that you'll have and the best team and the best account reps. Yes, we can save you money and mitigate risk and make reconciliation easier. And yes, we seamlessly integrate into your business. But most importantly, we're going to lead with education so it really can enable you to understand how to take on these transformative process implementations and make the best decisions for your company. So Kim and I made it all the way through this presentation today, and you might have noticed that we didn't even include a demo of our solution. We didn't show you e-commerce. We didn't show you SAP integration. And I do want to book some time and we'll step through all our workflows and features together. But this is why we designed something called the APS Payments Challenge. Taking the next step with something is sometimes scary. So we're here to make it easy for you. I'm so confident that we will save you money on processing, that if you send us your statements, we'll provide you with a free analysis like the one that Kim showed you earlier. And we will go line by line together to make sure that switching to APS payments is absolutely the most impactful thing that you can do in your payment processing journey. And if we can't save you money, we will give you, no strings attached, $500. So as the industry experts, we will have someone available to walk you through your ideal workflow and help teach you about the best practices for e-commerce and integrated solutions. For today, that's Kim and myself, but the APS payments team is here to help always. No matter what your question is, no matter when, we'll be able to help you get started on your business transformation.
Thank you so much, Hillary. Thank you, Kim. Yeah, we could carry on with the Q&A tab. If anybody has any questions, Kim and Hillary, they'll stick around. They'll be able to answer any questions that you have. So thank you so much, guys. That was a great presentation. And just like Hillary and Kim, they're part of the SAP and with the ecosystem. What's great about the DCKAP ecosystem is that we're able to bring in a lot of tech partners, agencies to really help you with your digital transformation. So if you have any questions, maybe if there's something that we didn't really speak about for today, just do reach out and we can definitely sync you up with the right partner for all that. So, but yeah, that was a great presentation from APS Payments.